All right, coming up in today's video, the numbers are out. We're doing a recap of Toronto real estate's market, what happened in November. Stay tuned, you're not gonna wanna miss it. All right, Michael Jacobzak here. Welcome to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button for more great content on the Toronto market. Now the numbers are out, so we're TREB released their monthly numbers for November, so we're going over that. We do this every month just to keep an eye on the market of what's currently happening and what's maybe potentially gonna, if there's any trends and whatnot. Now TREB is calling a moderate increase for the time of year, with the average price at $788,345. It's up 3.5% year over year basis, but essentially we're back 2 months. Now sales, and we're gonna go into this a little bit more. Hit 6,251. Now essentially this is the lowest sales since February this month, this year. Now January, February we had a really slow start. Actually these sales, we're at a 6-year low. The last time it was this low or even lower than this was 7 years ago. Now active listings, we're at 16,420. Again, this is trending down. New listings, 10,534. Months of inventory is slightly up at 2.6 months of inventory, which is still really low. And the average days up 3 days from last month to 27. Now, putting all these numbers in perspective of what's going on, obviously we've seen a price or mortgage interest rates were up. And for that reason, typically we don't see a dramatic change within 90 days because anyone in the market typically is going to lock down that new interest rate before it goes up. And you won't see adjustment rate for 3 months. Now, having said that, with sales dropping low, and like I said, when we're looking at the sales, you're at the lowest month since February, and we had a very slow start in the beginning of the season here. When you look at, it's at a 7-year low, so 6-year low. The last time it was lower than this sales for November was in 2012. So like I said, to me, not a good number overall, but having said that, your active listings and new listings coming up is lower than usual, and for that reason buyers are in certain areas, in certain price range, very heavy competitive still. So there's a lot of, what I find with a lot of buyers is when they're getting ready to come into the market and they're listening to the market updates and they're seeing that, hey, sales are dropping and certain price range in the luxury market, you have a lot of months of inventory. It's not the case if you're on the bottom end of the market, and when I talk generalities, it'd be definitely under the average of the 788, and depending on structure type, it's going to be different, right? Detached, you're looking under $1 million. Condos and all that, like I said, different price points. We're going to pull up the numbers. So looking at the months of inventory, the average is 2.6 months of inventory right now, but when you look at the different types of structures, depending on what you're looking to buy, it's totally different. So you don't really want to use that as a gauge if you're looking at semi-detaches, condo townhouses, condo apartments, and row or townhouses in general, because the inventory is so low. It's very competitive. To be successful in that market, you need to educate yourself on what's going on in your areas to make sure that you jump on it right away. You line up your financing, make sure inspection and all that is done prior, because you're going to see a lot of bidding wars happening. And like I said, time and time again, when a lot of buyers do contact me or at some point we have conversations, I find out that they were going to buy but not anymore because they got frustrated. And that's essentially whoever they are working with, or if they're working by themselves, not understanding what's going on with the current market. Although you're like, well, interest rates are going up, the market's going to slow down, there's going to be some pullback. Again, in the price points under the average, it's very competitive, and like I said, you'll just get frustrating trying to use the general market recaps as the all-in picture. Like I said, in the luxury market, if you're looking at 2 million plus, it's totally different situation of what's going on. But the bulk of the buyers are going to be under like 1.5 million. And for that reason, like I said, you need to prepare yourself for what's going on. Scary part is when I look at sales and we're at like, a 6-year low, that's not, comforting as a real estate agent or in general, someone that does actively buy in the market. Like I said, and there's reasons for that. Like I said, in all these videos when we do talk, when we hit a peak, there's only one way that this can, it's got to slow down for the market to catch up and that buyers and sellers kind of adjust to what's happened in the past. But like again, with interest rates increasing, the economy, in the oil sector is down. More and more people not too thrilled to jump out there. With the gap in the market of townhouses and semi-detaches does not help Toronto's market as a whole. But having said that, does raise a lot of opportunity in the detached market depending on where you're looking. Now, Jason Mercer, the TREB's Director of Market Analysis, quote, said, home types with lower average price points have been associated with stronger rates of price growth over the past few months. Given the impact of the OSFI mandate mortgage stress tests and higher borrowing costs on affordability, it makes sense that the condo market and semi-detached market segments experienced relatively strong rates of price growth in November as market conditions in these segments remain tight or tightened respectively over the past year. Now, this is again assuring that anyone in the market on the lower end of the market, you are going to be very in a competitive state. So overall, buyers going into the market, you're looking at the next couple of months, sales are going to be slow, but with new listings trending low, it's still making it very competitive. Typically, you're looking to purchase. I like to buy stuff in the winter. There's less competition, but again, depending on price points, it's very, very still competitive throughout Toronto. So prepare yourself, make sure you're educated before jumping into anything because like I said, it could be the difference of landing that first deal, that right deal that you want, or waiting another couple of months when there might be a price adjustment, whether it be up or down. And like I said, on the lower end of the market, you're definitely going to see that increasing more than decreasing. Like, comment, share. I'd like to hear your opinion on this, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.